Hello everybody, today in this video I'll be discussing my thoughts and opinions on Judge or Scream located at Six Flags Over Texas in Arlington, Texas. Before I get into it though, if you're new here and you like what I post, consider subscribing to the channel. It'd really help me out a lot on my journey to 500 subscribers and it would really make my day. So if that subscribe button is red, click it now to make it great and turn on the notification bell so that you never miss an upload. But with that out of the way, let's get right into the review. Judge or Scream has a max height of 71 feet, a max drop of 65 feet, a max speed of 45 miles an hour, and a total track length of 2,670 feet. Judge or Scream is a fun family thrill coaster starting with the lift hill of 71 feet. Once you reach the top, you'll go down the 65-foot drop. Now, I sat in the second row, technically the front row, and of course, in the front row, I'm not going to get any airtime on this drop, so this drop was pretty fun in my opinion, and it was just okay. I'm sure in the back row, you get a little bit of whip and some really good, decent floater airtime in the back, but in the front row, it was just your normal, typical, okay drop, I guess. After the drop, you'll go into the first quote-unquote airtime hill. This hill is it actually is too big for the ride, I think. It definitely loses a lot of its speed at the top. You don't get any airtime at all. It almost feels like you're going to valley every single time you ride this. So I'm not sure what the designer was thinking there. But after this, you go through two more airtime hills, and these give mild floater in my opinion. This really is the definition of like a family thrill coaster. Like, it's not really a family coaster, like a mine train kind of style ride, but it's definitely not like a thrill coaster either. It's kind of an in-between, which is what I call a family thrill coaster, and that's what I like about this ride. It's a good intermediate roller coaster for kids that want to work their way up from like I guess Runaway Mine Train. So yeah, just know that these airtime hills aren't really going to deliver as much as something like maybe Titan in the same park, or definitely not as much as New Texas Giant. So after those airtime hills, you're going to go into a turnaround, and then after the turnaround, you're going to have three more airtime hills. These are the same as the prior airtime hills, just mild floater, really nothing special here. But after this though, this is what I would consider the worst part of the ride. After these three airtime hills, you go into this really tiny bunny hill, and this part, no joke, jackhammered me. It was worse than Wildcat, it was worse than Sidewinder. This is the roughest part of a coaster I have ever experienced. Like, out of all the coasters ever, and this is the roughest part, which is really saying something. So yeah, I'm not really a big fan of this bunny hill. But after that, you're gonna go into one more airtime hill, and then you're gonna hit the brake run. So this ride, yeah, the layout's kind of boring. It's just your typical out and back wooden coaster layout, but it's still fun. It's a fun roller coaster for the family and for the kids to get on. It's really something the entire family can enjoy. It's just like La Vibora, basically. And that's what I really like about this ride. And another thing I like about this ride, despite what I said before about that bunny hill, it's actually a pretty smooth ride. And I've heard people say that this is very rough and everything, but I thought it was more bumpy than rough. But it was still smooth. Like, you just bounce up and down the entire time, and that's what I consider bumpy. So it's technically a smooth roller coaster. It's nothing bad except for that one bunny hill that really just hurt. But yeah, other than that, this ride's pretty much fun. Now, something else I'd like to talk about are the trains. These use the standard classic PTC style trains. And this was actually the first time I've ever experienced the classic PTC lap bar. And the verdict? I don't really mind them. They're not bad. They didn't really bother me at all. So I don't know what the complaints are with these. I guess I'm just a smaller person, so they don't really bother me as much. So yeah, I think the restraints are just fine for this ride. I got plenty of airtime room and everything. It was great. Now I also gotta talk about the setting of this coaster, because this is probably its biggest pro of this ride is the setting. The setting is just gorgeous. It sits out like from the road and everything, so when you're driving on up, it just really sets the mood for the day, if that makes sense. It really does set the mood for your day, and it gets you all excited and everything, and it just looks gorgeous. The white color scheme and everything with the blue trains, and I think it has like a red trim on the railings and everything. It just looks great. I love the way this ride looks. But that's really all I have to say about this roller coaster. So for its final score, I am going to give it a 5 out of 10. This ride is the perfect family coaster or family thrill coaster for Six Flags Over Texas. It's definitely like a good step up from the Runaway Mine Train, and it's kind of on par with Lobby Bora in my opinion, so that's always a good thing to have multiple family throw coasters. But what do you guys think of Judge Roy Scream at Six Flags Over Texas? Do you like it? Is it rough? Comment down below. If you like the video, drop a like down below. And again, if you're new here and you like what I post, consider subscribing to the channel. If you want to join the Discord server, the links will be down below for that too. But that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you all later. Bye!